everybody, and welcome back to another video. We just got another poll from Montana. Sheehy leads by a whopping 8 points. We have seen polls where she is absolutely dominating incumbent Democratic Senator from Montana, Jon Tester. But nothing like this before. If we go to Real Clear Polling, Remington Research, which this poll was conducted by, is the largest Sheehy victor here. Every single pollster here has Sheehy winning, but none of them have a bigger margin of a win for Tim Sheehy than Remington Research. They have a bigger margin of victory for Tim Sheehy than Rasmussen reports, and Rasmussen reports have been found of bribery and corruption and that stuff lately with the Trump campaign, so that's kind of crazy. And if we just look into this Montana Senate race, I didn't fill in any of these. Actually, no, West Virginia is going to be a flip. There, Republicans are at 470. Sorry, Republicans are at 47. Democrats are at 43. We have a bunch of seats open. Nebraska's special election is most likely going to go red by a lean margin. Texas is most likely going to go lean. Florida lean. But obviously, Texas, Nebraska, and Florida, they're getting more competitive. Most of these polls from these three races have been closer than Montana. Montana is unlikely. That's like Josh Hawley margins and Indiana margins. Because a couple polls from Indiana and Missouri have a likely margin, which isn't very shocking. Josh Hawley is a pretty bad candidate. Indiana, no incumbent. But is there really any point to keep focusing into Montana when I know it's Remington C tier, but not that bad of a poll. Actually, no, it's a pretty bad poll, but it's not at the bottom of the trash can, not D tier, not F tier. It is kind of Republican sponsored, but incumbent losing by 8 points. That's just shocking. They might as well just give up on Montana at this point. Dude, 8 more points and then Montana would be safe. That is not how you run a Senate campaign. Chuck Schumer just dumped more cash into Maryland for no reason when Angela Alsobrooks is at likely margins, safe margins sometimes, when they should really be focusing is locking down the Rust Belt, the Sun Belt, and trying to flip Texas or Florida or Nebraska. And it's just really confusing what these Democrats are doing. Stop dumping money into Montana, and I feel like they are starting to learn from that. There have been recent polls from political polls. I just love this. I don't really like the other ones on Twitter, but there have been recent Senate polls from here, and there's some crazy results. Rogers +5 in Michigan. That's likely. And Rosen +13. That's basically a safe margin for Rosen in Nevada. Yeah, here's a poll, and this is conducted by Remington. Not surprised why it's this close. But Wisconsin +2, Casey +4. It feels like the Rust Belt was becoming more competitive than the Sun Belt in the Senate. Slotkin, this is RMGC too. But let me find that Rogers +5 poll. Give me a second here, and I'll go into my repost. But there was a Rogers +5 poll, and I forgot the rating on that pollster, but it wasn't that bad of a rating, and it's just so shocking. Oh, let me scroll down here. I need to find it. Yeah, here, Rogers +5, A tier, Atlas and Atlas Intel, Rogers +5. If we follow this, that's likely margin in Michigan, and Baldwin only wins by 1 point in Wisconsin, which is absolutely shocking. I could kind of understand Michigan because Slotkin is such a horrible candidate. Rosen +3, Gallego +4. No party reaches a majority. But I'd say Texas, Florida, Nebraska all lean red. as of now, Ohio leans blue. As of now, what Democrats got to do, give up on Montana already. If they lose by a likely margin, it's okay. It's just to see. They gotta focus on this Rust Belt. They gotta make sure Sorokin doesn't make any bad moves and Rogers is kept out of there. They gotta make sure that I doubt Kerry Lake will actually get to a win in Arizona. And sadly, Sam Brown, uh, in 2022, Adam Laxalt was leading Catherine Cortez Mastro in September and October in basically every single poll. Sam Brown has not won a single poll, and a lot of people are saying it's because of his burns from the war in Afghanistan. It's just really sad. But I know I'm kind of ranting right now, but Republicans, uh, they basically have Montana locked. They do not gotta keep focusing on Montana. They gotta focus on locking down Texas, Florida, and Nebraska. They get the W, and they can basically block all Democratic legislation. That is what they have to focus on right now. Democrats, it would be nice if they had like Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Florida, and Nebraska. They kind of just have to focus on the Rust Belt and Sun Belt. That's it. But if they do want a path to victory, Texas and Nebraska are basically needed right there. Um, and also, yeah. So basically, Democrats, if they want a path to victory, they gotta win all of these, all of Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. They gotta keep all of their. They gotta hold all of their states except for West Virginia and Montana, and they gotta flip at least two of the three of either Texas, Nebraska, or Florida. And Republicans, they just gotta win uh, Nebraska, Texas, and Florida. And there's been some shocking polls, I know, and we will just see how the Senate race turns out. Because Republicans, if they keep Texas, Nebraska, and Florida, they can basically block all Democratic legislation from the House. And the president, even if it's Kamala Harris, they can't really do nothing about it. But it would be nice for Republicans to have a couple extra seats, maybe in Ohio or Michigan or Pennsylvania, to make sure no one like Lisa Murkowski or Susan Collins messes up their majority on some like pretty conservative bills or something like that. But yeah, this was basically just kind of a tester poll, a Montana poll overview, and a general Senate election overview. And I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.